Hello friends, I'm Mr. Albee. Welcome to another session of Way of the Hand, a martial art that teaches handwriting. Today we will begin by bowing in. We're going to start today by working with the letter I, and you've learned from your classroom teacher and with work with Mrs. Belaski as well that the letter I says I. I, itch. You've probably done some of that work with her before and with your other classroom teachers. Today we're going to be learning how to write an uppercase and a lowercase I. Now we mostly focus on the lowercase i's because most of our writing is lowercase. And if you can write lowercase, then the uppercase comes really easily. And most of you have had some work with uppercase in preschool, writing your name and some simple words. So anyway, today we'll start by warming up. We're going to shake out our arms. We're going to stretch. Remember, the whole purpose of this is to start to get our mind relaxed. Instead of a noisy mind always chatting inside, we want a quiet, still mind. And that mind will work with our body. Our arm will start to flow, our hand muscles will start to flow to write that letter. We're also trying to build muscle memory, which is our body's and our mind's way of remembering how to write something so that you can do it without even thinking. In martial arts, you train for muscle memory so that if somebody swings, you block without even thinking, or it's quick. You don't even think, you just do it. And that's the same thing with writing. I know we're taking a lot of time to form each letter now, but we're doing it slowly so that later you can do it without having to even think about it. It will just flow. So let's get started. We do need to get our mind focused just a little bit more before we start. So one thing I forgot to do, we're going to start with our hand. We're going to touch our thumb, each finger to our thumb, and we're going to take a deep breath as we do it. We're going to go back again. Try the other hand. Now let's try both hands. I feel so much more relaxed when I do that. Let's get our posture ready. Remember, in martial arts, we stand straight. Same thing in way of the hand. When we write, our back is straight. In the chair, we're not slumped over. Back is straight. Chair is pulled up. We have both feet on the floor. We have a holding hand that holds the paper and a writing hand that does the writing. If you're not holding the paper, your paper may wiggle around a little. It's much harder to write. So you want to make sure that holding hand is doing its job. All right, let's start. Now when we make an I, an uppercase I is going to be a tall stick. Just like the letter T had a tall stick and the letter B had a tall stick. And the uppercase M and N also had a tall stick. So we'll be starting at the hat line. And we pull down to the bottom. We jump up, across the top, and across the bottom. Now that's an uppercase I. That is also a word. I is one of those special letters that can also be a word all by itself. Most letters can't stand by themselves and be a word. They have to be combined with other letters to make a word. But I can be its own word, like I went to the store, or I like ice cream. That's the uppercase I. You'd always use an uppercase when you're making it a word. Now the lowercase I is probably one of the simpler letters to make, but oftentimes kids
just try to rush it too far or too fast, and they go under the foot line and they end up somewhere here in the worm line. They try to race. I know how to make a straight line. We want to take our time. So we're going to pull down to the bottom. We're going to jump up. We're going to make a little dot on top. What we don't want to do is to make a lollipop. And the lollipop is when it looks like this, down to the bottom, and you give a huge circle on top. We don't want that. We want this one right here. It should just be a little dot over the top. Okay? Let's start. Remember, today I'd like you to use your pencil. I noticed a lot of kids have been using markers when they're doing their handwriting, and I know I've been using this thin red marker. And I've been doing that just so you can see it really clearly in the video. But this is your ultimate tool for way of the hand. I really would like you to use a pencil. A pencil is going to be you're going to get a better feel for how much pressure to push down onto the paper. It's going to give you a better feel of how to make this letter. Remember, when you pick up your pencil, you do it a couple of different ways. You can reach out like you're shaking a hand and pinch the end of this yellow, flip it around, and your pincher fingers are holding it. Okay. Or you can put it down like this, pinch it, and just flip it back. Or you can just pinch is ready and slide your hand down like that. Okay? Make sure you're holding it like a baby. So remember not to race ahead. We're going to say it together. Say it as we do it. Take a deep breath. Start on the belt line. Pull down to the bottom. Jump up. Dot over the top. Next one. Pull down to the bottom. Jump up. Dot over the top. Pull down to the bottom. Jump up. Dot over the top. Notice I shifted my holding hand. It was over here before, now my paper's moved, and I've moved over a little, so now I'm going to put my holding hand here. Pull down to the bottom, jump up, dot over the top. Pull down to the bottom, jump up, dot over the top. Like I told you, eyes are fairly simple, but the simplest ones are the hardest ones because people lose focus and try to race ahead. So I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to say it as I do it. I'm going to say it and point, and you're going to do it. And I would like you to say it at the same time that you do it. So pull down to the bottom, jump up, dot over the top. Now, are you ready? That's right, say it with me. Pull down to the bottom, jump up, dot over the top. Pull down to the bottom, jump up, dot over the top. Pull down to the bottom, jump up, dot over the top. If you notice you're going lower than this line, if you're coming down here a little, say no big deal, I'll just get my focus back and try it on the next one. You ready? Pull down to the bottom, jump up, dot over the top. What we don't want to do is we don't want to push up from the bottom. We don't want to be doing this. Okay? And the reason we don't want to be doing that, I'm going to cross that out. The reason we don't want to do that is because our letters will always pull down and flow. So you will need this short stick and know how to pull down to make a lot of other letters. And if you get in the habit of pushing up, you're going to start to make a lot of letters the wrong way. But if you learn the simple I as pulling down, your muscles will remember, and all the other letters will start to flow really easily. I think were we right here? If you haven't done this one, we're going to do this one. Pull down to the bottom, jump up, dot over the top. Now what I'd like you to do is circle your very best I. I think this one might be my best. And we're going to move down to the smaller ones to build our muscle memory. If you need to shift your paper, that's okay. I'm going to shift my paper up here. Use that holding hand. Get my focus. Pull down to the bottom. Jump up, dot over the top. Pull down to the bottom. Jump up, dot over the top. Pull down to the bottom. Jump up, dot over the top. Ooh, I think that's my best one. Look, it got straighter and straighter as I went. That's definitely my best one so far. Pull down to the bottom, jump up, dot to the top. Pull down to the bottom, jump up, dot over the top. Pull down to the bottom, jump up, dot over the top. Now do this last one with me. I'm going to let you do the rest on your own. You ready? Pull down to the bottom, jump up, dot over the top. Now, I'm gonna point. I'm not gonna say anything. I want you to be saying the words to yourself. Pull down, jump up, down over the top. Are you ready? Next one. And the last one. Excellent work. Please circle your best of this section right here, your best eye. We're now ready for the belt test. The belt test is a way to see if your muscles really remember. Now, just a clue. Remember, we're not starting up here. We start on the belt line for this A. This I. So you may want to put a little dot right there just to remind yourself for the first one. All right? We're not racing ahead. Remember, we're taking our time. I'd rather see one really good one than a whole bunch of racing through and making mistakes. So let's take a deep breath. And let's say it together. Pull down to the bottom, jump up, dot on the top. Try another one. Pull down to the bottom, jump up, dot on the top. Why don't you try one on your own? Pull down to the bottom, jump up, dot over the top. Nice work today. And we're going to take a minute to bow out. Put the cover on my marker. I'll see you in this. All right, my friends, let's bow. Okay. Bow to your hand as a sign of respect for your hard work. We'll see you next time on Way of Hand.